All right, me and Michael are here at the chamber.
Check it out.
Where I initially had my experience where the woman pulled up right here at this corner on a 55-mile-an-hour road, nowhere to pull over with the baby in the car and hand me a light to go into the chamber. And then my daughter's mother, who stayed in the car, said she saw shadow people and was freaking out like PTSD, and I was in here supposedly for 45 minutes. "45 minutes I was in this chamber." What do you think, Michael? First time coming to one of these?
It's interesting, isn't it? Look at the size of the rocks that are just
unreal.
And the balancing. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a root cellar for sure.
No.
Just the way it is. It's built, looks secure, the way it's maintained its dryness as well. Over the hundreds of years, it's quite impressive.
Well, and then also, obviously, the opening, other ones I've been at are 6 feet. We had to kind of crawl because the road has been built up over the years to get into it. You had to bend down. But other chambers I've been at, the openings were 6 feet high. And they all happen to have multiples of 3 widths, lengths, heights, which is very interesting as well.
Yeah. So maybe this floor's been built up as well.
I would guess that over the years, debris and whatnot just coming into it has also filled in somewhat. Like I said, I have a metal detector that we will be coming back and using at these different sites to see if we can come up with any artifacts that might prove some dating to these. I don't know that they would really work as a root cellar. They aren't underground. Well, this one is down a little bit, but typically root cellars you want to have under the earth for the frost and whatnot.
Yeah, it'll be backed up.
And most of these are actually built into hillsides.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It's great.
And I just don't know that with a root cellar you'd have to go through hundreds of years ago putting these huge
I'm not convinced that the huge blocks
on the top
used to a root cellar, especially if you're using it all the time as well.
I think these had other meanings, resonance, frequency, some sort of acoustical values to them, and some sort of ancient, meaning and that we don't know. Energies around here. There's tons of quartz, granite, rocks. That's what all these are made out of. As we know, energy storing in quartz. If anyone's ever had a watch that says quartz watch, well, that's how they keep ticking and keep time. A little piece of quartz has enough energy to do that, which we all take for granted in today's world. And there is some moisture that's coming into them. So, yeah, obviously, maybe when it was originally built, it didn't, but many of them do have water, which would not work as root cellars.
It's amazing how the structure's held up over this time.
Yeah, so with my daughter's mother, who was pregnant at the time, in the car, I was in here for 45 minutes and let a lady with a baby in her car who handed me the flashlight to come in here, sit there supposedly for 45 minutes. And I also wanted to stay in here with these megalithic rocks for 45 minutes and risk getting squished. It doesn't make sense. For me, I was in here about half the time me and Michael had been in here that day in 2010. And that's when I started investigating these things, because she was legitimately freaked out, and I literally didn't even understand and recognize her. She didn't even tell me initially why she was freaking out and all mad and going crazy when I walked out of here and went to the car. She only told me 10 minutes later when we stopped at a Dunkin' Donuts that she was seeing shadow people. So we decided to boogie home and look up what these things could possibly be, and that's when I came across ancient Druid ritual chambers and what the some of the rituals may have been, and it was interdimensional portaling to different realms, and a woman shaman lady for the Druids would typically have a male and a baby involved and hand a torch and do some sort of ritual saying, chant, or whatnot. And the guy would go in and portal to a different realm, supposedly. And quite interestingly, this woman had reddish blonde hair, blue eyes, and showed up with a baby screaming. And when I came out, the baby was perfectly fine and giggling. It was the oddest thing. And ever since then, things have not stopped. Well, within less than a year, I saw the UAP, that swirling ball of colored lights, plasma looking thing that I never heard about until recent months. And now everyone's seeing them.
Yeah, once you open up that mind, just escalates. Exponential growth.
Maybe I am putting it out there in the world and making them happen. You tell me to keep doing that with other stuff so I can stop my 9 to 5 and actually do this for a living and come to understanding what some of these are. And if they are root cellars, they're root cellars. But I am I'm having a hard time believing that.
I mean, it's quite large.
And hundreds of these in this area. Why would you need these huge root cellars in a non-farmable area that's rocks and hills everywhere? It's not even a viable, and hundreds of them in this little...
I mean, a shelter for travelers would make more sense, wouldn't it? 40 mile by 40 mile area. But the fact that the structure maintained its integrity with all the construction around it.
Right.
You got houses being built, you got roads and stuff. For this amount of time suggests that it was done with care and precision. I mean, you can tell that it's been shored up a bit.
Yeah. Right.
So maybe
and that's modern concrete. So someone at some time, and not to say it had, I mean, if I were the settlers and I came here, I'd use this to put stuff in, for sure.
I'm just wondering why you go to the effort to maintain that and then make sure the big rocks are back on top and stuff. So maybe there is some sort of significance to it.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm just saying, settlers wouldn't be so I'm settler X, okay, Mr. Williams, who brought his family with another couple families out into the middle of the woods of New York, out of the city, to colonize and farm, right? So if I came across this, am I going to tell the next people over, hey, we found this? Or are they going to say, hey, look what I built?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'd say, look what I built, everyone. Look at this food storage or whatever we can use to store this stuff. I am the man, because that's what we do. The ancient Egyptians and other pharaohs would say, oh, look, or build on top of it and claim what the ex-pharaoh and try to destroy it. And that's their own people. What do people do when they find out other, peoples were in places before them? Oh, look, a runestone. Darn it, we can't colonize here. This is a Vikings own this. Yeah, right.
I'm just wondering whether that was a hole or something so you could have a fire. It was filled previously.
Yeah, or just the way they put them together, and that was just I don't know. It's
well done.
Intriguing. They are certainly that.
Love it.
Yeah, so see how it's built into a hill.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're pretty amazing. And that one's not even as big as some of the other ones. There's one on the hiking trail that's twice the size of that.
Yeah. Is that the one we're going to?
It's 21 feet by 12 or 13. It's huge.
Is that the next one on the list?
Yep.